If you believe that stress is bad for you, you're wrong. And if you believe that stress is good for you, you're actually wrong too. So what's the truth, and why both people can be both right and wrong at the same time? Well, it really depends whether you believe in your mind that whatever activity you're doing, whatever stressful activity you're doing, is actually good or bad for you. I know this might sound crazy. It's all backed by research and science. Most of the things I get from Andrew Huberman and his podcast, and what he's doing, he goes through so much of research of other people, and he just summarizes that into these amazing podcast episodes that he's shooting. So I'll give you an example. I used to run a company and I had over 100 people reporting to me, and I felt great. It was amazing. You're successful, you're conquering new markets. Everything was awesome up until it wasn't. And then when actually we had some major flaws regarding the management structure, which I didn't realize because I was too young and inexperienced, then it so quickly shut me down. Like the impact I had on how I felt, it was insane. I would have 36 calendar events in one day. And that week, my CFO would tell me that, hey, have you actually realized that the company hasn't been moving forward? So I basically went from all this stress, all this work is great for me, I love it, and it's good, and I'm getting this dopamine from all the hard work, to this all doesn't make sense, right? Because we had people leaving, the company wasn't doing financially well, and because of this, unfortunate management structure, I had so many people wanting to talk to me in such a short period of time, and I actually ended up with a panic attack. And my learning is, well, first of all, like it's really dangerous to put yourself in an unconventional management structure of a company. But most importantly, you need to be able to think, and you need to be able to adjust whether what you're doing makes sense or not. Because once you find out that what you're doing does not make sense, then you need to very, very quickly adapt, adjust, and course correct. So you will avoid the burnout. And what really helps is, once you're going through some long-term stress, it really helps to do these short-term hermetic stresses, like cold and hot exposure, because what it does, it breaks up the long-term stress. It exposes you to some short-term stress that, if you believe is good for you, and the research really shows that it is, then you get a break, and you get an extra dopamine release from doing the cold plunge, doing the hot sauna. And you get that because it's a reward. Your body is giving you a reward for doing something difficult. That actually also makes sense. And whether it makes sense or not is depending on your mindset. So asking yourself constantly, like, hey, is what I'm doing what I want to be doing? Does that bring me closer to the goals that I want to be? Those are the very important questions that I ask myself regularly. And I would love to welcome you to also think whether what you're doing actually makes sense for you, all the activities, and what are these short-term hermetic stresses that you can actually apply to your life to get an extra boost in dopamine levels. It's helping me, it's helping a lot of people around the world according to research, so it might as well help you. Think about it.